It's finally here, you guys. The new Weezer single, Mexican Fender. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this review. Yeah, you guys might want to strap in though, because I got a lot to say about this new single. I mean, Weezer is my favorite band of all time after all. But yeah, so we're just gonna go with my positives, and then my negatives, and then my overall score. So let's get right to it. And guys, you're not gonna believe this, but Patrick Wilson plays the fucking drums. I know, it's crazy, right? I mean, the whole band is back, and honestly, better than ever. I mean, the guitars and like the bass and the drums, they all take center stage on this album and kick ass. Okay, I cannot be the only motherfucker here who, when they first saw this thing, like immediately thought Songs from the Black Hole. Look at that album art. I mean, for God's sakes, it's in outer space. I mean, if we're being totally honest here, I would kill to see a remastered version of Blast Off, maybe Super Friend. Oh, if you were Weezer, Rivers, guys, if you were to make a remastered version of You Won't Get With Me Tonight, I would be the happiest motherfucker on the planet. Okay, but other than that, yeah. So we open up with this sort of like spacey, like just kind of synthy vibe floating around sort of in space, I think, which once again, space, Songs from the motherfucking Black Hole, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. And then they bust in with this heavy, almost garage rock sounding guitars, and it feels so good to have it back. And it's really good, very nice hook, and Rivers, although with some kind of Owl City level lyrics, but once again, positives here, really catchy, really good verses here. And then that chorus, man, that's just ear candy to me. Like, it's a beautiful chorus, and like Weezer's always had a way of giving us these emotional and impacting like choruses and stuff. Say it ain't so El Scorcho, like Eulogy for a Rock Band, hell, even stuff on the White Album was really good. And hey, Feels Like Summer had a really emotional bridge. Everyone, you guys have to admit that Let Me See the Smile was, oh man, that kind of blew me away at first. But I mean, we'll get to the Feels Like Summer thing just in a few minutes here. But yeah, no, this thing is just, it scratched every bit of that classic Weezer, like just, man, White Album emotional sound that I was looking to get itched. And a few I didn't even know I needed itching. And like, I can say for certainly that like Weezer, the guys over at Weezer took all the criticism from the Feels Like Summer video into account while making this. Like, they just brought it back to basics here, and not like 2001 Weezer, but like we're talking White Album stuff here. And I think Weezer is really living up to what Rivers said about this being a heavier, darker version of the White Album, and it certainly feels like that. Like, the guitars here are way heavier than any of the shit on the White Album, but yet I still feel like this is so much White Album, but like if, you know, like Slash was playing on it. I mean, okay, that's a little bit of a stretch, but like it feels like the White Album and like kind of Hardwired to Self-Destruct had a baby, but a little scaled back. Anyways, the guitars here are like heavier than ever. I like it, probably the heaviest I've heard them probably since Maladroit, and that is something I like. Like, we got a heavier, darker version of Weezer, and that is just, mwah, I love this so far. But now with my negatives. Let's see, first thing with my negatives, it doesn't even have, these first two things don't even have to do with the song. It has to do with the album, like the teaser bit of the album we get to see. First thing is the name. Pacific Daydream. What the fuck? I thought what happened to the Black Album? Weezer? Hello? You there? Anyways, I mean, come on, this kind of sounds like something that like a edgy 15-year-old would name their EDM side project. I know, because I used to do that shit. But anyways, moving on. Yeah, and the next thing is the fact that they actually put the Feels Like Summer shitty EDM version of the song on this. album, and no, not the acoustic version, just the shitty one. Now, there is a possibility it may show up as a bonus track on this album, but, I mean, there's only 10 tracks on this thing, and there's not that much room for side stuff or anything like that, so, I mean, maybe a deluxe edition? I don't know. But, man, that's just kind of a disappointment. I mean, like, my overall opinions of Feels Like Summer have worsened since my original review. I think my score of it stands at, like, a 5, maybe a 4.5. I mean, not too pretty. I mean, it's just kind of boring EDM, besides the bridge. But still. Yeah, and that's it for the other stuff. And the name of the song is kind of dumb. I mean, they could have, like, something that fit the theme a little bit more. But anyways, yeah, and then the other negatives I have, to be honest, these lyrics aren't all that great. I mean, I haven't really dug into them that much. I mean, maybe like a few months from now, I may look like a total retard saying this, when there's actually a deep meaning found from them. But it kind of just sounds like your Owl City level of kind of lyrics here. Not gonna lie. And then that bridge is kind of, like, I find everything was going well until the bridge happened. That was kind of out of place, per se. Like, what was that? That was like this, like, it's kind of like eating a bag of candies, and then, like, if someone put, like, a piece of, like, black licorice or some disgusting shit in, like, this bag of, like, you know, nice jelly beans. Like, you accidentally eat, like a black jelly bean, and it's like, ugh, what's that? And then you just swallow it anyways, and then you just keep eating jelly beans. And, it tastes good again. Like, other than that, really good song. Although, I will say this thing is kind of, I'm sorry, I have to say it, but this is screaming to be played radio. Like, this is, unfortunately, I think this is a little tad on the radio-friendly side, and I think that's what they were kind of going for. But come on, Weezer, like, you don't have to boil down your sound just to, like, appeal to a radio audience that doesn't even exist anymore. Well, from the words of Anthony Fantano, at least. I mean, you did it on the White Album, why not just do it again? You had, like, amazing reception on that. Best album, probably a decade or so. Probably a decade and a half. But anyways, enough about that. Yeah, no, definitely a step in the right direction, that's for sure. And if we can keep pushing Weezer to do their best, we get good shit. Now, don't just pass this off as, like, a really good song just because it Feels Like Summer. We need to give this band criticism. I mean, without that criticism from Feels Like Summer, we wouldn't have gotten this. But other than that, that's all I have to really say about this. I'm feeling maybe a 7.5 to an 8. Yeah, but good job, Weezer. Keep it up. Yeah, I guess 8 out of 10. Pretty good. So, see you guys later. Bye-bye.